Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of If It Wasn't For My Knees. We've been gone for a while, but now we're back. International football has kept us entertained. Well, some of us anyway. I haven't watched a single bit of it. But we're back with Premier League this weekend. And tonight I'm joined by Mikey D, Aki, Uche, and GJ. So there's only one place we're going to start. And that's the big game on Saturday night. Liverpool take on Arsenal. We've only got one Arsenal representative today. Mikey's here to represent. Mikey D, form team or one of the form teams of the league. What's going to happen on Saturday night?
Smashing up the place. Gunsmoke. Watch.
Yeah?
Yep.
Confident.
And I'm coming. Watchalong business. You're getting smoked.
Wow. Famous last words, mate. Famous last words. Wait until Salah gets there, mate.
Getting smoked.
We should NFT that.
Go on, Aki, go.
I said, well, NFT that comment.
Mikey, what's going on with your players on international duty? Are they coming back fit and fresh?
Yeah, the ones that went on international duty, there aren't too many concerns. Aubameyang didn't play the second game or came off early in the second game. Otherwise, from the first 11, there aren't any worries.
Okay, so name the first 11, or who you think will start.
It will be White, Gabriel, Tierney. Well, I wouldn't put Tierney in, but it will be Tierney.
Yeah.
Because he played for Scotland and played well as well. Tomiyasu, obviously, Ramsdale in goal. And then Partey. Well, I don't know about Partey, actually. I assume he's back.
Did he play for Ghana?
I don't know. I didn't really keep an eye on the fraudulent games and the lineups. Like fake goals and fake penalties and all that business. Xhaka has been in Dubai training. Hopefully he's not back. So it will be Lokonga in there. I just don't want the kind of lineup that's been playing to be altered, basically. And Arteta likes to do that.
I was going to say, and do you think that Arteta's going to... I can't remember whether or not he's changed it up when he's faced Liverpool before, but do you think he's actually going to stick with what's been working so far?
Yeah. If all the players are fit, then he has to. Otherwise, he's just dumb.
And you're coming to play, yeah?
No.
No?
Come to play what? We're coming to smoke you.
Football, innit?
We're coming to smoke you. We're not coming to play.
So what? So what's the tactics going to be then? Because I haven't watched Arsenal for a little while. Not since the Villa game, I think was the last one I watched properly.
Contain and break. Break through the midfield.
Okay, right.
It will be where it is. West Ham gave the blueprint, so we just need to follow that.
Okay. Now,
so your midfield are going to be depleted as well. So let's see. You're only going to be able to rely on Salah, basically. That's usually enough, but we'll see.
Okay, Uche, I'm coming to you next. Respond. Mikey said what's going to happen.
This is a non-event. It's like if we don't beat Arsenal, then I start to worry about this season, and I've got no reason to be that worried. So absolutely none whatsoever. So to me, this is like I said, is the equivalent of facing certain teams that get smashed, and Arsenal are in the smashing category. If we don't bang 3, I'll be shocked. If we don't bang 3, I'll be very, very surprised.
Wasn't West Ham in that smashing category?
No. I wouldn't say smash.
Didn't you go to watch that game, Uche, to see them get smashed?
No, I didn't. I never said we're gonna smash West Ham, but I don't know where this is coming from. I'm saying.
Wait. How was losing 3-2 a smash?
I've got no idea. You have to ask them. I don't know where DJ just making stuff up.
Listen, when you get beat by West Ham, you're getting slapped.
No.
What the definition is, you got slapped.
I don't remember saying I was gonna slap up West Ham, which will win the game. But anyway, like I said, Arsenal, I've got no worries whatsoever. I'll be very, very calm. You're gonna see in the watch along. To me,
You are not going to be calm. Watch.
It's an easy game. It's an easy game. We always get 3 points against Arsenal, and I fully expect it to happen yet again. They can't cope when we start, rushing them. It's always happens. So
who's going to rush us?
I don't anticipate any problems. So it's gonna be Mane, Jota, and Salah. So that should be enough for you guys. I think there's enough in there. And if Tsimikas plays instead of Robertson, even better as far as I'm concerned. So I've got no worries. Rel, you're gonna enjoy yourself at the stadium. So I wouldn't waste my time even thinking too much. I've got no worries whatsoever. Like I said, if this ends up being wrong, that's when I start to get worried. But I have no reason to worry about this fixture whatsoever. None.
You're already not going to win the league. You're already worried. So what are you talking about? We heard
I'm talking about the game. It's a one-off game. It's a one-off game. So for me, we match up well against Arsenal. So I have no worries.
Who's in your midfield?
Sorry? Doesn't matter. Your midfield ain't nothing.
It will matter. Who's in your midfield?
What have I got to be worried? We've got Thiago's back. Thiago's back. Fabinho should play. I fully expect Henderson to get a touch. So that's enough. What else am I looking for?
Okay.
All 3 of them should be back. So for me, you guys are in trouble because, like I told you, the break was going to help us, and it looks like it's going to help us. So if that's our best midfielder you're facing, I am very calm. But to be honest, even if we didn't have them, I'm still calm because I said Arsenal, their heads scatter when they come to Anfield and they just get smashed. That's just what happens. It's just how it par for the course. It's just how it goes. You get slapped, you get home. Whether it's in London, doesn't matter. I get slapped. That's it. The end. You can hype it all you want. I'll be having a jolly good old time when we get.
Listen, we'll be face to face, and you'll understand what the pressure you're under.
What pressure? This guy, you're the hype man. You're the hype thing. You're a gas. What pressure? Pressure. It's like 11 games gone. The guy's talking about pressure.
I've seen you after a few games gone, mate.
No.
Playing 10 men Chelsea.
I honestly, if I'm worried, I would say I'm worried, but I'm just not worried about this game. I'm just not. I fully expected certain people to come back. The international break was the right time, and that's what's happened. So you guys are in real trouble now. This is when the season really starts. No internationals till February. It's time to get to work. It's time to start working some magic now. So for me, this fixture, I love it. Perfect. If I would have been a little bit more worried if it was at Emirates, but it's not. So for me, have a good time, Ro, and crack one off and just enjoy yourself, mate. It should be a good one.
Aki, do you concur with Uche?
Well, historically, it has been a game where Arsenal have got slapped royally. Really.
Find that offensive, Houdini.
But to be honest with you, I'm not as confident as Uche. Arsenal are in decent form. They seem to have turned a corner. We've just lost against West Ham, and we haven't really been in great form ourselves, to be honest with you. So, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a difficult game, but I've got confidence that.
Okay, let me just remind you of one thing. I don't mean to interrupt. Just is the form that you're talking about. 1-0 against Watford at home. 2-0 away to Leicester. We've only been playing very badly. 3-1 against Aston Villa, which is one of the reasons why he's no longer the manager. Drew 2-2.
I get that. But
what about your results, Uche? Reel off your results.
No, but wins breeds confidence at the end of the day. So even if you're beating Watford and Norwich, just getting those wins, those players are getting more and more confident. And the more confident you are, the more likely you're going to score, the more likely you're going to pay better, etc. So I wouldn't really. It all depends on Arteta, if you ask me. If he goes with say a back 3, which he has done in big games in the past, they'll probably get slapped. If he goes, as Mikey's saying, with that, back 4 compact on a counter attack, they could have some success. To be honest with you, it's if their defense can hold out, and that's the question mark. I would say they haven't really. That defense hasn't really been tested against anyone half decent. I don't think so. Against our strike force, they're going to be tested. Can they hold up? Don't know. There's going to be goals, definitely.
The last time they faced a strike force worth mentioning about, it got destroyed and got pulled all over the gaff, and that's why I fully expect.
Yeah, but they've had more time. They've had more time now.
The last time who faced who?
We played Man City, got destroyed.
What players played?
Doesn't matter. You're gonna get
it does matter again. Because Aki referenced our defense.
How many
of our defense played in that game?
I don't rate any of them, so what does it matter to me?
How many of them played in that game?
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter who they are.
They didn't play.
Don't rate him.
We didn't even have Tomiyasu at that point. So
I don't rate him. I don't rate him though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It doesn't matter. You're referencing a game that is invalid.
No, I'm telling you that
add anything to your argument.
Some attack which you'll be facing.
It adds nothing to your argument.
You got destroyed. That's what I'm saying. And
You're talking about a different defense. You might as well refer to a different game and a different team.
It doesn't matter.
I do think though, but to Arsenal's defense,
we had 10 men.
I think though.
Why are you stammering, Aki, man? You're just stammering all over the place. What's the matter with you?
No, look, Arteta basically, I think after that hammering by Man City, he went a bit defensive at the expense of attack, and that's the reason why they're more solid. But that's the reason why they're not scoring that many goals. So against us, that is the recipe, really. If you look at all the games we lose, it's that kind of game. You know, a team that can kind of defend and then hit on a counter attack, and then boom. If Arsenal take their chances and they play that similar type of game and they don't concede, but they haven't got defense like West Ham, if you ask me personally. So there's going to be a lot of goals. Really, it's going to be a shootout. That's why I reckon it works in our favour if it's a shootout. If it's tight, then it works in Arsenal's favour.
You sound shook, mate.
It's a harder game than it was if we'd had it, say, 2 weeks ago. Since then, the form has changed, really. We've lost, we've drawn, we haven't looked peak.
We've conceded 5 in our last 2 games against Brighton and West Ham.
We've let Leeds slip. So at the end of the day, it is a bit squeaky bum time because we can't afford to lose any more games. If we lose this game, then title's done and dusted, if you ask me.
Uche said it's dusted last week.
Well, it's not ready for.
If you lose the game, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you lose the game, you can't take us seriously, and I would definitely screw. There's no question. But like I said, I don't see any reason to worry about this game.
Okay, and GJ, you're sitting there quietly, just observing.
Yeah,
what do you reckon about this game?
Yeah, I'm just like the owl here sitting on the fence, and I'm surprised there hasn't been I'm hearing all this bravado chat, and I'm thinking there's no talk of any money on offer. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, come on, let's have a little bet.
Are you proposing one, GJ?
No, I'm the owl on the fence here. You know what I mean? I'm just watching. I'm seeing bravado, and I'm thinking, well, come on then.
Yeah, speak up, Mikey. We can't hear you. What's happening?
I haven't put no money down.
Yeah, speak up, man.
If I want to bet, I'll bet. I don't get to listen to bets. You don't bet on your team, remember?
No. I'll do this one.
You bet on your team now? Liar.
Yeah.
Liar, yeah?
I'll do this one.
You've been outed.
Yeah. I'll do this one. It's such an easy one. Let's go. 50 boys.
I'll bet you against City. There you go.
What about a friendly? I reckon. Okay, may I propose a bet for you guys? Yeah.
No, you can't.
Hear me out. Mikey.
We got Paddy Power over here.
You asked the question. I said no.
No, I haven't asked the question. Right,
you said may I propose a bet? I said no.
All right.
Go on.
Right.
Hear him out.
All I'm saying is, right, a friendly 20, right? Friendly 20 notes. But Uche, since it's at Anfield, you got to give Mikey the draw.
Yeah, that's a fair.
No, I ain't doing that.
Shookstar. Shookstar.
There's nothing I hate than just doing silly bets with the bravado.
Houdini says this is free money for you, Uche.
Yeah, of course it is if it's a straight up bet, but this one is trying to get drawing. Now I start worrying about when Sam Misselot does one of his silly
Yeah, but
stuff.
you weren't saying that like 5 minutes ago.
Those stats you posted the other day about shots on target.
Yeah, but GJ, like when the guy does one of his wonderful, incredible misses, yeah, and I'll be there screwing because I've lost 20 quid because it's an hour draw.
You don't rate the Arsenal fans.
Mikey's being called out. Called out.
I don't want to entice you into betting Houdini.
No. Just to clarify, Mikey,
right.
Capital N and a capital O.
Right, but Mikey, would you entertain the bet I've just proposed? Would you entertain the bet I've just proposed?
Yeah, let's do that. Go on.
2-2-1. You're gonna do 2-2-1, Mikey?
No, GJ's proposal.
No. I'll do the 2-1 actually.
GJ's proposal.
No, I ain't doing no draw, man. I don't trust.
Uche, you said 3 minutes ago, you don't rate Arsenal's defence. So don't worry if Sir Miss-a-Lot goes on one of his crazy ones, yeah? Because Salah will bang, Jota will bang.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say to you, GJ, yeah? So I miss a lot with Miski, and I don't want to screw. At least if you draw, I can accept it, and I will screw by myself without losing silly money. Like, what I'm not going to do under any circumstances is rely on Sam Miss a lot because he could miss anything. So I'm not doing
what are the odds of? So how likely do you think Arsenal are to get a draw? So you must think it's quite likely then for you not to bet.
Anyway,
so like 70 Liverpool win, 30 a draw. Is that what you're thinking?
To be honest, I'm actually. I can't see us drawing this game. It's quite unlikely. I'm just worried.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is, mate. Put your money where your mouth is.
I just want to bet. No, I don't like doing. I don't like them bets where you're doing like 2 out of the 3 results. Man, don't do them things. No, love it. I ain't doing it. Sorry.
You know, the worst one for me was this West Ham fan at work. Uche, you know him, Simo. He's unbearable. And last year, he was giving it off about Spurs of this, Spurs of that, right? West Ham fan. And we was playing them at home. And I says, look, mate, I go, we're going to rinse you. I says, West Ham are shit. I go, I've got no respect for you. I said, I'll tell you what, it's in front of everyone at the tea room. I said, I'll give you the draw. And that was the game we were 3-0 up and they scored in the last minute. Man got buried. Destroyed on Monday.
That's what I'm saying.
Even the girls at work were gunning me.
Yeah, you have to now go back to bed.
That factor of the draw.
You should have done a cash out, mate. You should have done a cash out when you were 3-0
up. That draw factor scatters heads now. It scattered my head now, man.
I can't stand it, because anything can happen. So no, I ain't having it.
All right, so look,
my thoughts on the. I'll do the 2-1, but I ain't doing that
one. My thoughts on the game is, I think the first goal's key. I think if Liverpool score first, I think it's done. If Arsenal score first, I think it's game very much on, and I see all 3 results possible if Arsenal score first.
That's like a Michael Owen comment there is.
Sorry?
So that's like a Michael Owen comment. If he scores, they might win.
No, it's not, because I said if Liverpool score first, they will win. So in my view, only one result will be an outcome if Liverpool score first. But if Arsenal score first, then I see all 3 results on the table, including a comeback Liverpool win. There you go. But you guys haven't talked about the starting lineups. So what do you reckon it would be?
Like I said, I think it's almost certain that Fabinho will play. Whether or not Santiago should play because he hasn't been on international duty. So at least those 2. And then it's just a question of is Henderson fitting off to start. To be honest, there's no one else, to be honest. So I'm assuming Henderson has to play.
Yeah. No, go on, Uche, go.
Yeah, and then it's a question of the way I'm looking at the Robertson issue and the way Klopp likes to arrange things, he'll probably not play because he seems to be saying that he had a scare. So because he had a scare, you might want to give him a few more days. So I think Tsimikas will start, which I have no problem with whatsoever. And then who's going to partner Van Dijk? These days, I actually don't know. I'll still go with Matip. Well, easily be Konate. So I think that's the only doubt who's going to partner Matip. Like I said, this will probably be the team.
I think it's going to be obvious, really. He always goes for his strongest lineup. So that's going to be Robertson. He'll go with Matip, Van Dijk, Trent, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, Mane, Jota, and Salah. That's our strongest lineup at the moment, or in his eyes, anyway.
I'm not sure if I don't know if Uche knows the answer to this. I'm not sure if Robertson trained today, so that means you'll only have 1 training session before Saturday.
I think he's going to play. I was reading an article about it today, actually, because he came off in that game. He didn't play until the end.
Yeah, he came off injured.
Nah, he wasn't injured. He just came off.
He came off injured because he was felt his hamstring, but they're saying he's not as bad as it looked. That's what I was saying. That they might just give him more days because there's no need to play him against Arsenal. Absolutely no.
Yeah, but that Greek left back, he played for Greece anyway as well, twice.
He didn't come off injured.
Robertson did. Well, Robertson actually was injured.
Well, we'll see, but like from history, Klopp's always played his strongest lineup. Even like there's been so many times when this player's been like Henderson. You know, so many times he's always been 50-50 and he's always playing. They'll play, I reckon. It's a big game.
All right.
You won't want to lose.
If they're both fit, in your guys' opinion, who should start?
Well, Tsimikas should start.
Tsimikas. He's playing better. He's played better in the
Played
times.
better. Even though Robbo's got obviously vast more experience in big games.
Rob, what big game? Please stop talking stuff that makes no sense. It's not a big game. I've just said that like a while ago. You're not listening. How is it a big game? Seriously. Seriously. I'm being serious, dead serious. How is this a big game? Please explain that to me.
This is vital to your season.
Please just justify how this is a big game.
You just said it's a vital game for your season. It has to be a big game.
Uche, your own words. If you don't win this, your title's done.
Yeah, because
it's a big game then.
It's a big game.
You have to win.
No, but if we could be playing any Premier League side, we still have to win the game. Doesn't make it a big game.
So it's still a big game.
No, I don't think it's that. That's not what you meant, is it? DJ?
You have to win the game.
I'm pretty sure when you say big game, you're referring to Arsenal being like a big six club, which they clearly are not anymore. That's what you're really referring to, no?
Well, hang on a minute. Arsenal are a big six club. They might not be a top six club. Now, how many? They might not be a top six club, and we're not a top six club at the moment. But Spurs and Arsenal are a big six club. But anyway,
hey, why are you even trying to put Spurs in there? So name me those big six then, GJ. Who are the big six?
ask the European Super League. Next question.
No, name them, because you're leaving one big club out actually to put in Spurs. I want to know which club that is.
Big club. What club?
Go on, enlighten us.
Well, go on.
Well, go on.
We know the Big Six speaks for itself. Well, I'm not going to state the obvious. I'm not going to waste 10 seconds stating the obvious. So go on, enlighten us. Give us this big reveal. Drum roll.
Well, no, because if you're going to put Spurs in there, I might as well fucking start put Villa and Leeds in there. They're big clubs. No? They're bigger than Spurs. Leeds are a bigger club than Spurs. As a Villa.
No.
Oh my days.
Well, what is this guy on about? Seriously.
I don't know what
he's on about.
Honestly, DJ, I don't think there's anything. I don't think he misspoke and talked about this as a big. That's how I say it. They're not a big six club. There's nothing that identifies Arsenal as a big six club in terms of the Premier League.
Arsenal are a big five. They're the big five
in the league. I don't know what you're talking about.
So what? We should just take a snapshot of the league every time now. That's what we should be doing.
We have been with you.
If that's the rule, that's what we should be doing.
We were getting relegated a few weeks ago, but nothing's changed. Remember?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta make up your mind. You know, just make up your mind. Which one is it? Are we gonna start taking snapshots when it suits you? Is that what
No. I'm working by your logic.
What logic is that?
We were getting relegated a few weeks ago.
If we look at the last
after the first 3 games, you were looking at the results. I said, "What are you looking at the table for? It's 3 games in."
Yeah.
You still were looking at the results.
Yeah, because
we're at the bottom of the table. After 5 games, you're still looking at the results. You're getting relegated. Look how close you are to relegation. You're closer to relegation than you are to fifth place.
You were. I couldn't see
now, your logic doesn't work anymore, does it? Because we're 2 points behind you in 5th place.
Well, my logic has always said.
Your logic is done.
I expect you to be a mid-table club. That was my logic. I said that from the beginning.
We're next to you, so whatever you are, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By the end of the season, I'm not making it up. Game 11, game 15,
no.
Game 20.
Game 3, game 5, game 7. You were chatting. It's only last week after the West Ham game. It's only after the West Ham game that you've had to kind of calm down because you were so deflated.
No. I said I know what I said at the start of the season. Let's not fluctuate in the middle and all that. The bottom line is I fully expect
you said
guys. Sorry. I fully expect you guys to
be
a table club at the end of the season. That's what I expect.
Houdini. How are Villa a bigger club than Tottenham?
We got better fans.
Oh, GJ, stop this stuff, man. I don't know why you just
more fans.
A minute. He says he thinks Spurs have a shiny new stadium. They're now big. We are 9th on the Deloitte Money League.
Oh,
that's why we're a big club.
What has to do with big club or not? You're not
Okay.
winning.
All right, so how do you define the great Uche? How do you define a big six club?
Listen,
what are the big six? What's the big six?
I don't think there's a big six. What I'm trying to say.
If you go abroad and people ask, what are the 6 biggest clubs in England? Who are the clubs they're going to list?
Not
The ones that
Spurs,
you guys
for
have
sure.
mentioned.
They'll do Leeds and Villa for sure.
Leeds and
Are you sure about
Leeds.
Villa are a historic club. How many Champions Leagues do you have?
I'm
How
not
many
debating
European
that.
Cups?
I
How
said
many
if you
leagues?
go abroad,
So
Yeah.
wait a
pick
minute.
country
So
and
Villa are bigger
say
than
who
Man
are the
City.
6 biggest clubs.
Yeah.
They,
You know what?
they are,
You know,
actually.
in some
They
parts
are.
of the world,
Messi have got
like
money.
if you go to Argentina, for example, Villa have a
Messi's-
massive following because of all their ex-Argentinian players that went there.
And Tottenham won't.
Probably not.
No, I don't
no.
Are you
think-
mad? Ozzy Ardiles and them, man.
Honestly, I mean, I can't speak.
You need to know
Watch it.
football, guys.
I'm not
The
gonna
whole
make
of
this statement
Birmingham
across the
pretty
board,
much
but-
supports Villa. Like,
well,
You know,
obviously,
we've got-
but half of London doesn't even support Spurs. So
One
I
half.
don't.
Look, I don't know. Aki's obviously, you know, I don't know why Spurs is really winding you up, mate. I don't know, but
They're
there was a
not, they're not.
massive
They're
game. There was a massive game in South America on Tuesday night, and Spurs had 2 starting players in the Argentine lineup: Romero and Lo Celso.
So what, man?
That says everything about Argentina.
Yeah, no, you're right. Do you know why? Because Argentina, the reigning Copa American champions,
Oh,
and
for
they've gone
goodness
30
sake.
games unbeaten. So
They
There
also,
you go.
no, but they
How
also had
many
Benfica playing, not a Mendy. So what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. I don't understand what all this
no,
stuff.
but I don't understand this. Villa have European trophies, bro. Relax. What are you on about? So what? They won one. So Nottingham
historically,
Forest.
no, but historically,
Hey,
yeah,
DJ,
Forest
we
are
know
even a
that
bigger
you're
club
not
than
bothered
Spurs.
about trophies because you're a Spuds fan. So
Nottingham Forest are as big. Nottingham
That makes
Forest are as
sense.
big as Chelsea. Then, yeah.
so what?
Like,
They've
it's
got a
just
European club. So
ridiculous.
But Nottingham Forest are bigger than Spurs for sure because they got history. You know, they got
Are they bigger than
trophies and
Chelsea?
Nah, because Chelsea have got recent history and probably better. Like Chelsea won the Champions League twice now.
Well, we
3
can't
times?
keep putting Spurs
Okay.
in nowhere.
They've won the league.
So what's
They've won the league how many
what's
times?
Nottingham
Back to back?
Forest?
That's a poor example. Chelsea are a big club now because they win trophies and they're at the top and they've got money. Spurs, they don't win nothing. They hardly ever finish in the top 4.
They don't win nothing. That's a double negative. Carry on.
Okay, they don't win anything then. I was doing it for your
Better,
talk
better.
sport viewers, mate. But anyway.
DJ,
Spurs are just not a big club.
This is
To
what
be
you
a
turn
big
yourself
club, to be a
into.
big club, you have to have won stuff, right? And Spurs just
not in GJ's eyes. Winning doesn't matter as long as you've got your ninth in the Deloitte Money League.
Ninth in the Deloitte Money League.
Which
is
is
the
also
Croatia
not right. Which is not right.
I don't understand why Liverpool fans are so salty about Spurs, but we got an invite into the European European Super League for a reason.
European Salty League.
Yeah, that's you two.
No, because in 20 years, even if
You were there to
football
make up the
goes
numbers,
sideways,
mate.
And there's no way that you're a big club. You don't win anything. You hardly ever win anything worth mentioning. So I don't
You would
understand
have
how
been like the Norwich of the
elevate your
league.
club to top 6. Top 6 of what? What are you top 6 in?
For what purpose?
You didn't
For
even
what
finish in the
purpose,
top 6
exactly?
last season or this season. I don't know where you finished the season before that. So where's the top
No. You said top 6, right? I'm saying big 6, right? And then when I said about Arsenal, you said Arsenal aren't a big 6 club, and I said they are a big 6.
I was saying the fixture is not a big
You're conflating
game.
the two. Of course, it's a big. Liverpool and Arsenal's a big game.
No,
But there was never
Arsenal,
a big 6.
Arsenal
though.
have got a
But
massive
the-
following.
The thing is, though,
Yeah,
GJ,
you have
there
to
was
move
never a
the
big
team.
6. There was a big 4 when it was Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool. Then Man City came along, and then they called it a big 5. But I don't remember ever a big 6. Like I don't. But
The European Super League do.
no, you keep on coming back to this European Super League, but European Super League isn't the big 6 or the so-called
And it
big
doesn't
6.
exist as well, by the way.
Yeah, and there was no big 6. There was a big 4, big 5, mate. There was no. You just
there
basically
was
made
a
up the
big
big
6.
6 and inserted Spurs. And it's no,
Probably
honestly.
said this
there
was
was-
To be fair, Spurs fans have to hold on to something. They can't hold on to trophies, so they can hold on to their ninth in the Money League and their nice shiny.
You know what? I don't mind these jibes from you Cockney Scousers. It's all good. It's all good. Enjoy your long trip up north, Rel, to watch your local team. Let's move on.
100%. I'm gonna enjoy my trips. Right.
You should have said that with a Scouse accent. Carry on.
Why I don't need to do that? That doesn't make any sense. But okay. All right. Wait. Actually, GJ, just on that point. So, do you think that having lots of fans makes you a big club as well?
I think that's part of it. Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think there's a number of factors.
So for
I think that's
Spurs,
a number of factors.
just in London, those fans need to be, yeah. for you to be a Big Six club?
No, Spurs have got a big worldwide following.
Okay.
Oh, so it's important to be worldwide
Right.
following.
Exactly. It's important for Spurs to have those worldwide
Not
followers
just
to make you a
from
Big Six
Liverpool or
club.
from London, yeah?
I'll have whatever other one's been smoking. I mean, he's saying is Arsenal
It's a
bigger
good
club than...
question.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's
a
Arsenal
ridiculous.
bigger.
That's
They
a
are.
ridiculous
Arsenal
It's
are
a
a
question.
good
bigger club.
question.
They are a
No
bigger club than
way.
City.
Wait,
City are
Aki, what's
much
your answer?
City.
What makes
Now-
City bigger then?
City are a global club right now.
You
They
just
haven't
made
been
a
for the last-
whole argument about Nottingham Forest and Villa and Leeds having
Yeah,
one
yeah.
more being bigger than
Yeah,
Tottenham.
yeah. And I think
Arsenal have won more than City,
have they?
and now
Have-
you're
have
saying
they?
that City are a bigger club.
No, but have they though?
Oh my goodness, you understand what the history of football
How many
means.
leagues have City got now then?
Go
They can't be
through.
too- No,
Guys,
they
tell
can't-
him
they-
before he
They can't
makes
be too
himself
far
look even more
behind. If you
stupid.
take away the league titles, Arsenal won in the
That's gonna-
18th and 19th
Yeah, but You
century.
can't do that argument.
So you take away the titles now.
You can't.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm saying right now.
You were just saying
now-
about Leeds, Villa, and Nottingham Forest, and you
Yeah.
want
I
to take
love
away
that.
our titles.
No,
Actually,
no, I
actually,
didn't
you
say. I didn't say
can't-
Arsenal. I didn't say Arsenal are not a big club. I'm just saying right now. I believe City are a bigger club than Arsenal. That's what I believe.
But you can't take away trophies. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't
I
make
didn't.
no
I haven't
sense.
taken away. When did I take away
You're
trophies?
saying that
You
they're
just said
getting-
it. You just said if you take
No,
away
you
the
take
trophies they won in the
18th
1800s.
19th century is what you
Yeah.
said.
Then probably City have won more leagues because the argument against that was Arsenal won more
Jackie,
trophies.
you make no
I-
sense, but
No. The argument was Arsenal won more
you
trophies.
definitely don't.
What I'm saying, well, I think
Confused
No,
yourself.
mumbling and stuttering, man.
Nah,
Oh,
I
dearie,
think
man.
right now, I think City are a bigger club than Arsenal. Honestly.
What about
Beep,
overall?
beep, Just reverse.
Huh?
What's it
Beep,
based
beep,
on?
beep.
What do you mean overall? As
What's
in,
it based
Overall.
on?
in terms of history, then obviously Arsenal are a bigger club.
Okay, then that's what we're talking about, isn't it? We're
Yeah.
talking about history. We're not talking about part history. We're not talking about history of 5 years, are we? We're talking about the club as a totality. The
But
total history.
City isn't really just 5 years though. City's like over a decade.
Even if you call it 20 years, yeah?
of
You
dominance.
don't just go and choose a snippet and say, yeah,
City's not 5 years. No. They're about a decade. Oh,
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
over a
Oh,
decade.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's over a decade. So what? So you can't just pick a 1 decade to suit your argument. That makes no sense.
Well,
How could you say it's a
I
bigger
think you
club
can
than
because
Man
like certain clubs like Forest are a big club because they had success over a period of less than a
Well, now
decade.
you do want to go more than 10
So
years.
now you do want to go
no.
back.
Because
Back
it's
into history.
very rare that you find clubs that will have like a dynasty of more than 10 years. Like Ferguson was like a one-off. The Liverpool teams were a one-off. Most other teams will have a dominance for like a decade, really, if you think about it. Name me like in this country, I'm not talking about the farmer leagues in Germany and all those places, but in this country, tell me a club that's dominated. Even Chelsea, with all the millions from Abramovich, they didn't
You
last.
wanna go past-
They
you wanna go
they
past
didn't
the-
dominate. They didn't even dominate for a decade. So City dominating, and they've literally dominated the Premier League now since
But therefore, they're a bigger
2010.
club than
Since
Arsenal.
2010, for me, that puts them up there. They're creating history. They
So that
haven't
makes
got
them a
the
bigger club
history.
than Arsenal.
They're creating themselves a history where I'd say that they're at least on par with Arsenal right
On
now.
par with Arsenal, yeah?
At least on par.
Beep, beep,
At
beep.
They're
least.
on
Back
par
up.
with Arsenal.
No, at least.
Oh, they're on par with Arsenal, even though they've got
I think
far
I've given
less-
strong enough reasons. Now move on to the next person.
Yeah, okay. I think you've embarrassed yourself enough.
Nah.
Goalposts.
Right, so what? So you guys reckon Arsenal a bigger club than City then, yeah?
There's no
100%.
question about it. It's not reckoned.
There's absolutely no doubt about it.
And what
100%.
aspect?
Man City can't fill out their stadium on a Champions League night. What are you on about?
There's no stuttering here. Do you see me stuttering here? Do you see
Who's
anyone
asking?
stammering here trying to answer your question? It's quite clear. It's clean. It's a simple answer. Yes, they are bigger than Manchester City because their history tells you that. They've got more league titles. They've competed in bigger trophies. They've shown themselves in Europe. They've got bigger trophies. It's just better. It's just bigger. It's simple as that.
They showed themselves in Europe. Yeah, so they've won the European Cup, have they?
There are other trophies.
According to you, there's only one.
And now defunct Cup Winners' Cup.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
which
so it
is
doesn't
really-
count now, yeah? When they won it,
UEFA Cup doesn't work.
No, but it's a factual statement though. Cup Winners' Cup is defunct, isn't it? But do you not think though? All right, you're going to be counting them like those small trophies. Fair enough. All right.
Wait a minute. City have won what trophies in this 10-year period of dominance?
The Premier
Europe.
League multiple times.
yeah, multiple
Yeah.
times. Yeah, he's most
Multiple
likely a lot,
times.
yeah.
How many times?
What, the league?
I'm not even
Yes.
sure if he knows for sure. So ask him that
I
question.
would imagine at least 5 times in that
I
period.
reckon 6.
5 times in 10 years.
At least 5
Are you
times.
sure?
I'd say so. They've won back to back.
I don't think so.
And they've won every other year.
Mancini,
Chelsea,
Pellegrini.
They won back to back and won every year, so it has to be at least
Chelsea,
5.
Leicester, and Liverpool have won.
Yeah, but
That's for a start.
But they've won back to back and
Chelsea
they've won
probably won
every
2
other
in the
year.
last 10 years.
Probably, yeah.
But every other year they pretty much won it. And then 1 year they won it back to back.
Okay, so that gives them, that then elevates them over everything at Man City.
So 5 league titles, yeah. That's all it takes.
I've already said historically Arsenal are a bigger club. Historically, if we're going on history.
that was what the question was, though, and you were saying no, it wasn't.
Nah, well, not at all. But anyway, I think we're done here anyway.
All right, okay. Let's talk about one of the other title challenges for this season. Some people's favourites in this group. Leicester are playing Chelsea on Saturday morning. Leicester, up and down club in terms of performances. I don't really know what's going on up there. I haven't seen much of their football. But Chelsea, they looked like they had a home banker against Burnley and managed to not win that match, and actually could have lost it with some of the chances that Burnley had right at the end. I'm not really sure what happened, but what do we think is going to happen on Saturday morning? I think it's going to be a Chelsea away win personally, but what do we think?
If I was a betting man, I'd probably go for Chelsea. But Leicester haven't been Leicester this season, really.
If you're a betting man, you bloody are.
I mean, I'm not going to bet on this game. But I think Leicester have been very, very poor this season. Like, I don't really know what's gone on with them. They're normally like 3rd or 4th by this stage of the season compared to previous seasons. So, it seems to me this is going to be a Chelsea banker. But I've not really watched Chelsea play too much this season, but they've been churning out results. It reminds me a lot like when Conte won the league with them that season, and he found that free man at the back system with Moses. So it's quite worrying times, but hopefully Leicester can maybe get a sneaky win or at least a draw.
Okay, does anyone agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I can't see anything other than a Chelsea win. Obviously, I'm hoping for a shock, but it will be a shock as far as I'm concerned, because Chelsea find it quite okay to score goals. They don't struggle with it, and they're very, very tight at the back. So Leicester have been really poor. So unless somehow he's coming up with some sort of great plan over the period international break, I think it might be a cruise for Chelsea, like a 2-0, just something really simple. But I'm hoping he's wrong, and I hope that, for me, Leicester winning will be a shock, because I just think Chelsea are just too strong, and people find it really difficult to score against Chelsea. It's still very, very strong team. So.
I don't think.
I know what you think.
Go on.
No, you said. I think you started with "I don't think" was the word that just came out of your mouth. So I think you're going to say that Chelsea are not going to win this match. Is that what you're going to say?
No, what I was going to say was I don't think Chelsea have been impressive this season. I think they've ground. Sorry.
Some games they have.
Yeah, I mean they just don't seem to be consistently playing well, but they've ground out quite a few results, and that's basically on the back of their stingy defence. Maybe Lukaku getting injured, was a big spanner in the works. I don't know when he's back. I don't know if you guys have got any news on that. But
I don't heard anything.
Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, I actually see this game as a bit of a 50-50, because I don't know how many Chelsea players went away with the international fixtures, but I seem to recall that time they got battered last season at home to West Brom, and that was after an international break. And Leicester at home, I mean, they are an up and down side, but it's sometimes it's games like this where they can turn it on. I'll probably see a draw here, to be honest.
Interesting. I've actually heard that some of the Chelsea fans are thinking that the way they've been playing this season, sort of to back up what you're saying, GJ, the way the Chelsea have been playing this season, they don't think that it's sustainable. So even their fans don't think that the way that they've been playing so far has been great, but they've managed to grind out results, as you said. Mikey, what do you reckon about Saturday's game?
I think it could be a draw.
Oh, okay.
Chelsea, as you said, struggled against Burnley. They haven't got strikers. They're relying on Havertz and Hudson-Odoi kind of playing in the attacking positions. Uche, pay up.
Let me
Pay up.
Fraud, yeah. This fraud is probably hiding under his sofa again instead of showing up here. Let me address him. I'll pay up. What am I going to pay up for? Who pays up after game week 11? What kind of silly comment is this? Take that comment off, man. Pay up for what? After game week 11, start paying up.
He's coming to collect on Saturday, man.
He's coming to collect on Saturday. When is game week 11?
Yeah. Bailiff. It's turning up.
Back to Leicester pulled a result out of the bag against United, and so they could. I think they could get a draw if he just plays a kind of. Brendan messes around with his team.
It's starting to dawn on you what you just said.
I thought,
you know what started to dawn on me? He's going to try and fiddle and do something.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
It's just going to mess things up.
Of course he
But
is.
Leicester have the capacity to get a draw.
No doubt.
Yes.
No question.
Chelsea have been over-reliant on their fullbacks or wing-backs with goals and goal contributions in James and Chilwell. And even Alonso before Chilwell was in the team. So if they are able to nullify that threat, then it could be a draw. I'll stick with a draw.
Yeah, I see a 1-1. I see a 1-1. Like, I don't think it will go more than. I think it'll be a tight game. Put it that way.
Every time
no man can trust Brendan.
Every time I watch them play, it's just so difficult to score against Chelsea. And honestly, I just think that they could win this just based on that. Because
it's crazy. They've conceded 4 goals in 11.
11 games, and it's just been like just one goal that's been not a set piece, or basically not. So it's a worrying time until someone can start, pumping goals against them. I think that stands them in good stead, because this is just Conte, Mourinho back in the day, that type of defensive setup where people are almost giving up. They're just waiting to get dealt with. Unless they conceded a lot of shots. They conceded a lot of shots this season. A lot. I think they're in the bottom 5 for shots conceded. So it's not.
City slapped up Chelsea though. Wasn't that 2-0?
Dominated.
It was a controlled one. It should have been about 6.
They missed loads of chances.
Yeah, but City is City. I mean, they're just unique.
Very.
I think so. I think with Chelsea, I think a lot of teams are giving them too much respect, really. But
you say that.
That's a danger sometimes.
You say that, but you look at the last game Chelsea played. It was at home to Burnley as well, wasn't it?
Home to Burnley, yeah.
Right? Home to Burnley, and they're 1-0 up against the stingiest defence in the league. But Burnley still said, "No, we're going to come for you," and they got through.
Because at 1-0, GJ, as you know in football, at 1-0 when you should be getting banged up, you go well. It's still 1-0.
Oh, mate, yeah, 100%.
Because obviously, what actually happened in that game, I think they had like 25 shots. They were peppering them. But it's just one of those things where it's, Burnley said, well, it's still 1-0. At the end of the day, when all is said and done, there's a few minutes to go now, and it's still 1-0. We might as well have a go. What else have we got? That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and then they scored from it. And of course, like you said, at 1-1, so there's a few sniffs where they could have won the game. But, don't get it twisted. They battered Burnley. I watched the game. They dealt with them. They should have won the game, cleanly. Quite easy.
Just on that, so I haven't looked at the points since the last lot of games, but don't you think that this season so far there hasn't really been an outstanding team in terms of the ones at the top of the table? Because that should be a home banker. They've peppered them, but they've drawn 1-1. We had a similar result in the Brighton game, although we didn't really pepper them, but 2-2. We're going to come on to talk about Man City. They lost. I don't think it's going to be a runaway. Is there going to be a runaway winner of the league this year, or is it going to be?
No, I don't think there'll be a runaway team. But you said outstanding teams, and I think City are an outstanding team. I think
what I mean by outstanding is in terms of they're much better in terms of getting results than the rest of the league.
And City have got flaws themselves.
So I think this is the the comparison you've got. Chelsea are good at getting results. City are the best footballing team
easily
in the league. Liverpool, again, score heaps of goals. Like there's 3 different kind of angles at watching a game there. And the 3 of them will be at the top at the end. And there won't be too much between them.
Yeah.
So if you're saying is there going to be a runaway?
I know what you're saying, Mikey.
I don't
But
see.
boy, if Liverpool continue to mess about, I think Chelsea could run. It's one team can run away with it. It just takes too many cock-ups and someone will go clear. Because what Rel is saying is still 11 games played. They've only dropped 7 points. You know, that normally in a normal situation is actually quite outstanding. It's just that we're used to setting outstanding teams in the last 3 or 4 seasons doing crazy things like dropping only 2 points after 11 games. You know, 7 points is all they've dropped. They lost to our home to Chelsea, Man City, which you say, okay, that's a good team, like Mikey said. They dropped these points against Burnley, but it's not like they haven't been cocking it up. And they drew the other points they dropped was against their title contenders. Liverpool were down to 10 men. So if you actually look at it, technically, the only points that you could say they dropped was really the Burnley game, and they battered Burnley. If they had Lukaku or Werner or both of them available, they will at least win that game.
Not about Werner. No.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, look, at least
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lukaku's not going to come back for quite some time, right?
But that's the point I'm trying to say. Don't forget they've been without a striker for a while. That was a shocking tackle, man. I mean, he should be.
What is it? His knee?
I don't know. What I thought it was his ankle, the way he crunched him. Was that crunching tackle, wasn't it?
I remember.
Was that in Europe? It was in Europe, wasn't it?
In Europe.
Was it Europe? Wasn't it a national game?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I thought it was national.
No, it wasn't national. It was definitely club.
Oh yeah, Europe then. It was definitely.
Yeah, it was. It was an ankle injury against Malmo.
Yeah. It was really bad. So what I'm saying is, don't forget, they do all this without their major striker. So.
Yeah, but to be fair, he only scored like 2 goals.
Yeah, he hasn't lit it up, has he?
Yeah.
He was getting slaughtered. You were slaughtering him.
Yeah, but rightly so. But what I'm saying is that he's still a striker, right? He's still a body. Right to have it and not to have it. It's one of those ones where, yes, he's not having a great season by any stretch of the imagination. I wasn't actually starting him. I was starting the manager. I still believe that.
But conversely, they've scored more without him.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. But that can't.
They have.
This is another thing. Yeah, it's like last season. I thought, Man City would struggle without a striker, and they emphatically put that to bed. So who knows these days, man? It shouldn't work. It shouldn't last, but maybe would last, because they are not conceding goals, and they have no problems finding the back of the net from whoever. It doesn't matter who the name is, whether it's James, whether it's Chilwell, whether it's Alonso, whether it's whoever, Kante. They've not had any problems putting the ball in the back of the net, compared to certain teams, which, they scored a lot of goals, but, they have certain defects, shall we say. Anyway, enough of that.
So talking about Man City and not having a striker. So they're playing Everton at home. It feels to me that the lack of having that striker has affected them in certain games. And the last loss was, although obviously they went down to 10 men, I believe that was that game. The last loss was one of them. There was the draw against Southampton away, I think that was. And then the previous loss against Spurs. The Man City that we're used to doesn't lose 2 games like the way they have this season so far, only after 11 games. They look really good when they're good, but when they're not, they start missing chances, it feels like to me.
The 2 games that they've lost, Tottenham and Palace, they're both the same, weren't they? In terms of City dominating and 1 goal. On the Tottenham's was a counter, right?
Yeah.
Had to have been because you had 10% possession or something.
Yeah.
Palace would have played the same way.
Yeah.
And there was a season, last season or the season before, Palace beat them as well.
Yes. That was Townsend smashed in that
crack. Home and away, actually. Home and away.
So it's not alien for Palace to be able to get a result against City with just 20% possession. They're able to
Palace beat City. I swear Townsend scored that screamer. Wasn't that
what I just said?
There's a terrible echo in it.
What's going on?
I was reading Houdini's comment. Sorry.
Well, that was a while back though. That's like 3 years ago.
It's difficult. I don't think that they struggle without a striker. I think that Pep keeps fiddling with the lineup. And for me, Morris should be playing, but Morris isn't playing. It's like, what? Morris is like...
I will never drop that. I don't care what anyone says. I will never drop that player.
It's mad.
Like, but that's just me. I see that guy. I'm just like, I'm never dropping Morris. I don't care what formation you come up with. But he does it all the time. To be fair, he does it all the time.
Morris has barely played this season.
Yeah, and you know what? He played great last season. He was probably their best. He was probably their best player last season.
Yeah. Even when he comes on, like the touch, he's dangerous.
Yeah.
He's their one. Actually, Foden is kind of dangerous, but he isn't potent like Morris, as potent as Morris.
Yeah.
Whereas, so they both got that kind of instinct to go for goal. Yeah. Whereas Grealish messes around a little bit. De Bruyne likes to pass more than shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Grealish. Yeah, Grealish. His style is to draw defenders in. Mahrez, as you say, he's more like about incisive passing and like that direct running. But
very direct.
But with Mahrez, he's literally, you can't get more direct running than him because he gets defenders backpedaling. He gets them shook, and then there's always that threat. You know what he's going to do. You know he's going to cut in, but it's like Messi. You know he's going to cut in, but can you stop it?
Exactly. Right. Can't be done.
Them lefties.
Yeah. Left footers are the best. Remember that.
Good job I can play with mine.
That's all I've got.
In this game, I don't think there'll be any struggle. I think they will easily.
No chance.
Everton. So
have Everton got near the is Calvert-Lewin back? Do we know?
He must be back now. He was doing interviews. They need Doucouré back. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, big time.
If Doucouré is not there, anyway, City are gonna win. I see them scoring 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be a smash.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Everton are bad.
Everton are bad, but I think they're a bit of a bogey team, aren't they? Or a bogey team for Man City.
Are they?
I think I remember Everton getting a few jammy wins against City.
Nah, mate. I don't know where you
not at their stadium. I don't think
under Ancelotti. No chance.
Didn't Everton get a draw?
I'm having a look at
last season. I swear, recently Everton got a draw at Man City.
Yeah, but it was just said wins.
You're talking about how far back you want to go, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I thought it was maybe last year or the year before. I can't remember, but you know what? I'm going to give Rafa some respect here, man. I can see. I wouldn't be surprised if this game was a draw.
The last draw was in 2017.
Yeah, that's what I thought. When with
right.
When Ismail was in charge, what's his name? And they were lucky that year as well. They were lucky.
Yeah, that was
DJ, you're saying. Sorry, Uche, go on.
Everton beat City 4-0 them for ages. Last season, they played them 3 times, smashed them all 3 times. That's
right.
The season before, they smashed them twice. Season before that, smashed them twice. Season before that, it was smash, and then they drew. And that was the first game.
Smashings.
Smashings,
yeah. It's a smash.
Still giving that respect, GJ? Or you changing your mind now?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Nah, all I'm going to say is, all right, look, if you put a gun to my head, I think City will win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Everton got something. I mean,
I would be absolutely shocked.
I mean, I know Spurs are crap at the moment, but Everton did play well against us. You know, they didn't. They're not going to give you anything. And
what was the score?
0-0.
What?
That ball fest.
Yeah, it wasn't a great game.
The game where you didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah. You kind of helped, doesn't it? To have a shot on target.
What I'm saying is, one thing we know with Benitez,
Everton as being a challenge for drawing 0-0 with Tottenham.
TJ, I know what you're gonna say, but trust me, the guy can't help to do anything with those clowns at the back. They're gonna get smashed. Just
okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Like I said, if you had a gun to my head, of course, the easy one is City to win. But I just think Rafa, he can organise a team.
Can he?
He can, yeah.
I think
he hasn't organised Everton.
He's going to try.
They started off quite well, to be frank.
Watford smashed 3 in 10 minutes against them.
Yeah, but that was a freak result. They were losing 2-0.
What was a freak result?
because they scored like that's like because they did nothing the whole game, and then had a period of like 5 or 10 minutes where Everton just literally went to bed, and then they scored 3 goals and came up winning. But it was a freak result. Everton, up until a few games ago, were doing all right, and then they've gone into a really bad run of form.
What was their lot? Whatever. They're rubbish.
They were above Arsenal. They were above Arsenal for a long time, mate.
All right. On that note, home win for City is what we're saying. Last game to preview is Spurs against Leeds. Kane having smashed up the mighty San Marino and I don't know who else they were playing, Azerbaijan or some nonsense.
Albania, mate, the mighty Albania.
So he should be full of confidence. Has he scored a league goal yet?
1 against Newcastle.
Right. Well, this is his chance now, GJ, to double it at least against Leeds. So what do you reckon is going to happen in that match, home match?
Yeah, I'm going to, obviously. I'll be very disappointed if we don't win. Leeds aren't in great form. I think they're in the relegation zone or probably just above it. Leeds are very open. I expect us to not sit back and counter them, but Leeds concede chances. I expect us to take those chances and win. I want to see some. This will be the first time I would have seen an Antonio Conte team, Tottenham team in the flesh, and I want to see some good structure and some positive things. I expect us to win probably by a couple of goals, but any win will do. And we've got a nice set of fixtures coming up, so it'd be nice to try and climb that league table.
Is Son injured or is he back now?
Son will be fit. Yeah, I think he might have picked up a little knock. The biggest injury news we had was Romero. He got a bad one against Brazil. I think he tweaked his hamstring, but I think they're saying it's a minor. It's just a minor tweak, so he should be back for early December. So not too bad.
Wouldn't that be like a blessing in disguise, given his form?
No, Romero's played all right. Yeah, he's played all right. Yeah, he's been fine. I mean, I've got no issues with Romero at all.
Okay,
that's because he's wanting Sanchez to stay on the bench.
First and foremost, I don't like fake news. So fake news, GJ, saying that Leeds in the relegation zone. Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I said, are they?
Oh, okay.
I said, are they?
Don't mention Leeds and the relegation zone. They're not there. Okay. So fake news alert. Let's knock down the head. And secondly, I actually think Leeds could win this game because in terms of shot conceded, I'll go by the shot they score. They shoot a lot, and you guys they can't seem to shoot. You don't want to shoot for anybody. So if Leeds are on it and they actually stick to their game plan, I think they can win this game because Conte has worked for 2 weeks to work on those bunch of clowns, but I don't know how it's gonna change anything. Making them shoot is a problem. And you guys, do you actually know you're actually literally bottom now in terms of shots per game in the whole league, even like Norwich. So you're more shots shy than Norwich. That's how bad it is. How bad is that, GJ? What is going on? You go on the biggest marksman in the game, and you guys refuse to shoot. And this guy takes over, and he's still not shooting.
Well, a minute, he's only been there, he's only had 2 games, and he's only had 5 days to work with the entire squad. Yeah. So Rome wasn't built in a day,
It seems like he wants to, obviously, and rightly so, wants to build from the back. But he said, he hasn't even had the chance to. Whoever he had on international duty, he's not going to be his go-to players.
Has he won a game yet?
His very first game, beat Vitesse. Vitesse Arnhem.
No, I meant like in the league.
Well, he's only had 1 league game.
Okay.
Give him a chance.
I thought we had a couple.
Jesus Christ.
I thought we had a couple.
No, just the 1.
Okay, so Uche, what were you saying?
Honestly, I just think that Leeds could do it. They shouldn't do it. I think they could do it because I think Leeds will always attack, and I'm not seeing anything from Spurs to worry about. Although he's perfect for Kane, 7 goals right in 2 games, he should be on fire, but they just can't get him the ball and they're not shooting. So I actually think Leeds can shock the world here. So I'm going for a Leeds win, and DJ is completely down on his luck on Monday. And don't be going on text, sending messages, say why he can't make the pod and all that.
You're having a laugh. You're having a laugh, mate. I'll tell you. When we've been slapped silly by Liverpool, Arsenal, and I've always been on the pod the next day. So don't you dare say that to me, right? But when you find some balls, right, you offer Mikey that £20 bet and give him the door.
DJ's fighting back. DJ's fighting back. Aki, what are you saying about?
Wait, were you actually there after the Arsenal Tottenham game?
Yes.
You sure?
Check it, mate. Yes, 100%. 100%. I'm not a bottler, mate. I'll front up.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not sure about that.
I took it. Oh, you can check it. Although I do remember someone in here not being available after the Liverpool got slapped by West Ham. Real?
Yes.
Yeah, who was that?
I wonder who that was.
Aki, over to you, mate. What's the Spurs Leeds match going to be?
He had too much work, but it was all too much. It was all getting over his head. It was just too much work.
I didn't even watch the game. I didn't watch it, so I couldn't comment. But anyway, Aki.
that old chestnut.
Well, really, Spurs should win. Like, Leeds on in a lot of form, but you know what? I'm going to go against the grain here and go with 2-2.
2-2. Desmond.
Mikey.
Wait, you're going against the grain? What grain?
Well, everyone here is saying Spurs don't shoot, let alone score. So I'm saying 2-2. That's against the grain, no?
GJ, what did you predict?
I said Spurs would win by a couple of goals, probably 2-0.
Okay.
And Uche said
to score as many goals as you said.
And Uche said Spurs
Leeds would win
as well.
I said Leeds would beat Spurs.
Yeah, so they're both gone for wins. I've gone for a draw. That's against the grain now. No? Or yes?
I expect
yes or no?
to win.
Move on. That's it. Move on.
Aki, that was good. The way you wriggled out of that one was good.
Against the grain? No, he went against the grain with goals scored.
No. Yeah, I know. He was just chatting shit, but he tried to wriggle out of it. I admire the way
I switched off. I switched off. I was like, he's gone. I expect Tottenham to win 4-2.
Wow, 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's sharp. There isn't anything in his game that isn't looking sharp. He's hungry. I know he played rubbish teams, but Leeds are a rubbish defense. So there are going to be plenty of opportunities for him to score. Yeah. Especially if Son's back in the team.
Have you put him as captain then?
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me. I like that.
The only worry... So I was just going to say quickly, the only worry, Mikey, for you is when he plays for England, he's getting the service. But when he plays for Spurs, you know, Lo Celso, he's been crap. He played in midweek. He's a different player. It's a different guy playing for Argentina. But when he plays for us, he's just rubbish. And then behind him, you've got Højbjerg and Skip. So there's very little creativity there.
Well, if he's playing Højbjerg and Skip, then I have to reassess. But I expect Kane to get at least 2 goals. That's what I expect. And I expect him to get at least a few chances as well, even if you are mute.
Yeah.
He needs to start influencing games, that's for sure. He's been doing nothing, really.
Leeds can't defend. They
give you so many chances.
Good chances as well.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, let's wrap the show up there. So are we doing highlights of the week this week?
Yeah, because we didn't do any, like.
All right, okay. We're going to end the show with highlights of the week. So, just for the viewers, in case you were not aware, we are doing a watch along of the Arsenal-Liverpool match on Saturday evening. So if you want some jokes, and there will be jokes, I can tell you, because Mike is CT turning up for this one.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a full. I'm not going to be there, so I'm going to be at the match, but it will be Aki, Uche, CT, and Mikey D. Please do tune in. If you don't get to watch, if you can't watch it live, then there will be a highlight of the watch along on YouTube. So look out for that. But yeah, do tune into that if you can. So we're going to end the show as we normally do on a Monday night, on the Thursday night, with highlights of the week. So I'm going to start with GJ. Let's go.
It's got to be Harry Kane.
Ready. You saw him looking to the gods.
No. I did that deliberately so you'd go to me first. It's got to be Harry Kane. I was playing possum.
Okay.
That's good, wasn't it?
Because I haven't seen you on the pod for a little while, so that's why I thought.
There we go, man. Seriously.
Go on,
it's got to be Harry Kane. Banging in the goals, back in form. I know he's played, like cannon fodder, but you still got to stick him in the net, and he's doing it. So, my boy, number 10.
Number 10. All right, Buche, you're up next.
Oh man, it's got to be Hamilton. There's nobody else he can be. What a drive! What a fantastic! I mean, that was
that was a sick drive. That was
unbelievable. I mean, that was literally down for the dead. This guy had everything going against him. That's the best drive I've seen Hamilton do. To be honest, I was just completely in awe of it. It was just awesome. So for me, that was the superb highlight of the week from last week.
The whole weekend, because everything went against him.
Everything,
every last thing, even to the point where they didn't punish Verstappen for his nonsense as well. But
yeah.
Anyway.
How did he manage to go from 10th to first though? Like Verstappen must have crashed out then or something, no? Or they're like a
they undercut on the first pit, didn't they?
They undercut, but to be fair, Hamilton did have the best car. I mean,
wait a minute. So just a query here, because that's always said, but didn't Verstappen get the fastest lap?
No,
Hamilton didn't.
Perez did, yeah.
Perez did. But that was.
Wait. Let me just finish my 1 point against you. So everyone keeps saying Hamilton's got the fastest car, the best car, but his car didn't get the fastest lap.
Yeah.
But they try to outdo each other. Like sometimes they even last time Bottas pitted about 3 times to change tires just to get the fastest lap to stop Verstappen from getting
No. What I'm saying, the reason why Sergio Perez got the fastest lap is simple. Is because he basically got it on the very last lap, which means his car has got jack shit petrol in it. There's nothing in there, so his car's super light. So he once they went for it, he was massive odds on to get it, unless he did a bottle job and twisted off. So.
That's true, but like I said, he said he got the best car. All you have to do, GJ, is look at Bottas every time, and then that will give you every answer you have.
No, but that's what I was going to come to, because Bottas was actually chasing Verstappen, and if there was about 5 to 10 more laps, he would have.
BJ, stop it.
Bottas messes up the whole system. Every time. Bottas was a decent driver.
Don't bite my head off. I said it was Hamilton's one of his best races ever, and I've just said everything went against him. All I'm just trying to show some balances, because even Bottas was going faster than Verstappen.
Yeah, but we know when Bottas.
All right. Anyway, it's meant to be highlights of the week, not essays.
Yeah.
Essays of the week. Mikey, what's your highlight of the week this week?
It was going to be Hamilton, obviously.
Yeah. I saw your face when he said it.
Mitrovic.
Oh, what, for the last-minute winner?
Serbia, last minute, sent them through after Portugal flopped the show, a draw against Ireland, and a loss against Serbia, and they're in the playoffs. So,
Is it true that this guy at work told me that when Mitrovic scored, he held up a can of Coke?
I didn't see him doing that.
No? Didn't see it.
Because he was almost mocking Ronaldo, as if to say, "Look, I scored the winner, and here's a can of Coke."
Sounds like
I don't know.
Jokes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard.
Okay, so I will finish with a random. Because all the
you don't count, mate.
Racism.
Yeah, it is.
Go on.
I'm surprised no one done it actually. My one's going to be for our old legend at Liverpool, Stevie G, back in the Premiership.
Okay, we'll
None
see.
of them care.
We can see what we'll do. We'll see what we'll do.
He's a legend, mate. Living legend of the Premier League era. Best midfielder.
Slipping legend.
Not of the Premier League title.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. Best midfielder.
What?
After Scholes.
No, in the Premiership era, Steven Gerrard by
he's not.
far.
All right, let's not have this conversation.
He's not. We don't do essays around here.
He is.
Well, highlight of the week, please.
Highlight of the week. My one is a bit. As you guys have stolen all the good ones, I'm going for Canada, topping the CONCACAF group
You what?
They're looking like they might qualify. Nah, listen. They beat Mexico at the weekend. They're looking like they might qualify for the first time in their history for the World Cup. There is 6 games to go though, so they can still flop it.
That's what I thought.
But they're looking
playing
good
for them.
And
The left back.
What's that?
It's the left back playing for them. What's his name?
Alfonso Davies.
oh yeah, Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
He's great.
Probably.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
As is
But yeah.
as is Davies.
I'm rooting for them. They're top in a group with Mexico and USA in it, and they've got USA to play in January, which would be a massive game. But yeah, that's my highlight of the week.
So they're top.
Can I just say, I'm just going to have to call out
Jamaica in that group, right?
Yeah, they're flopping, mate. Flopping.
Boy, Antonio scored a banger against USA.
Yeah.
They are flopping. Go on, GJ, then we'll finish up.
Sierra Leone in there.
I just want to call you out on your fake news, Rel.
Yeah.
They should be.
Go on, GJ.
Right, I'm quite sure that you was talking fake news there when you said this could be Canada's first time that they've qualified for the World Cup. I'm quite sure they're in the 1986 World Cup.
You would know because you're about 25 then. So yeah, I'll go with your mature knowledge on the subject. So yeah, you can have that one, GJ. You can have it. All right, guys. Great show again. As I said, you can see on the screen there, LFC against Arsenal. Watchalong Saturday night. If you don't get to watch that, we're going to do a highlight show on YouTube. So look out for that if you can't watch it live. And we'll see you on Monday. Peace out.
Adios.